The girl that nobody picked. She is the girl no one chose. This is a story about the girl no one chose. People did not want the girl no one chose. The girl no one chose is very special. Nobody liked the girl no one chose at first. The girl no one chose is actually very nice. The girl no one chose deserves to be loved. We should care about the girl no one chose. The girl no one chose needs our help. We have to be kind to the girl no one chose. Snow fell softly over the city, making the streets white and gentle. This was not true for all of the city. There were places that people did not care to look at. Behind a shopping district the situation was different. The lights were. They flickered. Big dumpsters were placed in a way that they blocked the wind. A young woman was sleeping there. She was curled up against a brick wall. The snow was falling softly over the city. It did not make this place gentle. Snow fell softly over the city. It made the streets look nice, but not in this place. Her name was Alara. It seems that nobody remembers this now. The fact is that people have forgotten about it. Nobody knows what happened to that information. People just do not know about it anymore. The woman had no home. She was. Nobody even noticed her in a city where everyone was getting ready for Christmas. Her coat was not warm enough. Her shoes were all. Her hands were red and painful from holding on to hope every night because she was scared it would go away if she let go. People walked by her all day. They were happy families laughing together, couples holding hands, and strangers in a hurry to get to a place. Some people did not want to look at her. Others looked at her with a criticism. A few people threw some money at her feet without stopping to talk to her. The Christmas celebrations were around her, but the woman was still cold and alone, and people just kept walking by. They did not even see her. They did not even notice the woman was struggling to survive. Alara always said thank you. She did it every time, and she whispered it too. She found out that being kind even when people did not notice was the thing that nobody could take away from her. She realized that kindness was something that always stayed with her, and that was a good thing. Kindness was the one thing that nobody could ever take from her. That evening the cafe manager yelled at Alara for standing too close to the window. He said she was ruining the holiday mood. The security people pushed Alara away. The customers just said nothing. Alara did not say anything back. She never says anything back. Alara just walked back into the air. Her heart hurt more than her hands. Alara thought about the holiday mood at the cafe. The cafe was supposed to be a place during the holiday. Alara did not feel happy. She felt sad and alone. The cafe manager and security people had made Alara feel this way. Alara just wanted to be left alone. She walked away from the cafe and into the night. The holiday mood at the cafe did not feel like a holiday to Alara. What nobody saw was the man standing there watching from across the street. The man was just standing there watching from across the street. Nobody even noticed the man. He stood under the Christmas lights wearing a dark fancy coat that did not have any snow on it. The way King Alaric Nocturne was standing there made the air around him feel different. It was quiet. He seemed to be in charge, like he had been around for a very long time. This was King Alaric Nocturne, the ruler of the world, and he was feared by other vampires and other immortal beings, but the human people who walked by him every night did not even notice King Alaric Nocturne was there. Alaric had been in charge for a long time, and he did not get close to people. He thought love made you weak. Alaric had given up on humanity a time ago. When he saw Alara give her piece of bread to a dog that was shaking with cold, Alara was still smiling like she had plenty of food left. This made something in his chest feel weird, something he had not felt before. It was a feeling when he saw Alara do this, because Alara was being very kind to the stray dog. Not hunger. Not curiosity. Recognition. The Vampire King had something strange happen to him. For the time, in hundreds of years, the Vampire King did not see power. He was the king, and usually the Vampire King had all the power. This time the Vampire King just did not see it. He saw kindness that survived cruelty. This is really something that can be very powerful. Kindness is a good thing, and it can survive even when people are being cruel. The kindness he saw was still there even after people were mean. Kindness can be very strong. It can survive a lot of things, even cruelty. Alaric Nocturne had a feeling that he did not know what it was about this girl that was going to be so important. This girl was a human. She was very fragile. She was cold. She had no home. Nobody seemed to care about her. Alaric Nocturne felt like she was going to change everything for him. The girl was going to change Alaric Nocturne's life in some way. In 2 weeks Christmas is. He will need a date for Christmas. He wants someone to be his date for Christmas. It seems that fate had already picked her out for something. The invitation no one would believe. Alara was warming her hands over a subway vent when the man approached Alara. He was standing close to Alara. The subway vent was blowing air, and Alara was trying to get some of that warmth on her cold hands. The man just stood there next to Alara. She saw his shoes first. They were really clean and polished. Looked very expensive. Something inside her said she should get up and walk away. Guys who wear shoes like that are never very nice. She looked down already thinking she would have to say sorry for being in the way of the expensive shoes and the man who wore them. The man said to me, "Do not be afraid," in a voice. The man's voice was really calm and deep. It was also very gentle, which was kind of strange. When the woman looked up at him, she stopped breathing for a moment. This man was extremely pale. His dark eyes were fixed on her, but she could not tell what he was thinking. He did not look at the woman with pity or anything like that. The man looked at the woman as if the woman really mattered to him. He said, "I have a thing to ask." He went on to say, "I need someone to go with me to this Christmas thing." Elara blinked. She did it once. Then she did it again twice. Elara blinked those 2 times. That was it. She was really close to laughing. She said that she thought someone had made a mistake about who she was. She said this in a quiet voice. The woman was talking softly. He said, "I have not." She tried to say no. She really did try. Then he offered her a warm meal, and that was it. He did not ask for anything in return. He just gave her the meal. When she ate the meal, she started to feel better. For the time, in weeks, she was talking to someone who actually listened to her. The person did not interrupt her. The person did not rush her. She was able to talk. The person just listened to what the meal was doing for her, the warm meal. She did not know the man's name. The woman was not aware of what the man's name was. The woman had no idea that the man was a king. She did not know this about him. The man was a king. She was not aware of it. The woman was unaware that the man she knew was actually a king. She only knew that when he asked her again, she said yes. A world that was never meant for her was something she was about to enter. The world that was never meant for her was full of things she did not understand. The world that was never meant for her was a place where she would have to be very brave. The mansion was really bright. It was brighter than anything Elara had ever seen before. The mansion was so bright that it stood out to Elara. Mirrors were everywhere. There were also chandeliers. The music was really something. It was like the sound was inside her. She had a dress on that someone else had lent her. The dress felt weird, like it was made for someone. Every time she moved it felt wrong. It was like her body was not her own. The music kept playing. She kept feeling like she did not fit in. Music and a dress that was not hers. Everything felt strange. She felt strange in her body. The people looked at the woman. They just kept looking at the woman. The woman was the center of attention. The people did not take their eyes off the woman. The powerful, the elegant, the immortal. Whispers followed her everywhere she went, like shadows that stuck to her feet. The whispers were always there following her. They felt like shadows that moved when she moved. Whispers and shadows, they were always with her. The woman is a being. She is a human. The woman is really nothing to me. She is not important all. The woman is that nothing. The man has lost his mind completely. He is not thinking clearly about the things that are happening around him. The man is really confused. He does not know what to do. His mind is a mess because of this situation. The man has lost his mind. Elara felt everything that was happening. She still managed to keep her back straight. She just kept going even when things got really tough. Elara did not let her emotions get the best of her. Elara stayed strong. Kept her spine straight anyway. When a woman made fun of the way Elara behaved, Elara said sorry in a calm way. When someone else said something mean about things Elara did before, Elara told the truth about it. She did not feel bad about it. She was nice to the servants that other people did not even notice. She said thank you to people who did not think she would thank them. Elara thanked people who did not expect Elara to be grateful. The room. It happened very slowly. Alaric stood there quietly as the rulers who had never bowed to him started to feel uneasy because of her nature. He had brought her with him to show how strong he was. The rulers were not used to people being humble like her. It made them feel strange. Alaric had thought that bringing her would make him look powerful in front of the rulers. So she told them about their thing. The choice that really shocked the king. Something bad happened to Elara when she was not expecting it all. Danger came when Elara was completely caught off guard. This is a sneaky attack. Someone put poison in the wine that was meant for Alaric. The poison was in the wine that Alaric was supposed to drink. The woman saw the thing before the man did. She saw it before he did. The woman was looking at the thing. She saw it before the man even noticed it. The thing was there and the woman saw it before the man did. Elara did not wait, she knocked the glass out of his hand. The red liquid spilled over the marble floor. Everything in the room just stopped. People started saying he did something. The guards started to move. Elara knocked the glass from his hand. The room was filled with accusations about the crimson liquid that was spilled across the marble floors. The guards moved to take action against Alara and the person whose glass she had knocked. Alara stood there shaking. She was not broken. Alara was still strong even though Alara was shaking. She said, "I did not think about it. I just knew that you were in danger." Alaric looked at her. His old heart started beating really fast for the first time in a very long time. She had put her life in danger without knowing what Alaric was really like. Alaric thought about this. It surprised him that she would do such a thing. Alaric was still trying to understand why she would risk her life like that. That night he told her the truth. He said to her that this was what really happened. The truth was something she needed to know about. He wanted her to understand the truth about what was going on. The man was waiting for people to be scared. He thought that people would be afraid. The man expected fear. She just said, "You were really kind to me when you did not have to be kind to me." Something inside the king just broke wide open. The queen that nobody expected to show up is finally here. The vampire king was not ready for the queen that nobody saw coming. She is the queen that nobody saw coming. Now she's making her move. The council had no power left to challenge him by the time Christmas morning came around. Alaric stood before them. He made his choice. He decided what he wanted to do. Alaric went with that. Alaric made his choice. Now they would have to live with what Alaric decided. He told me that he is not going to keep quiet about the things that are important to him. This woman is his equal, he said. He really believes that this woman is just as good as he is. This woman is the one he thinks of as his equal. Alara did not become powerful overnight. She was still the person. Alara remained gentle. Alara was honest. Alara was brave in her small ways just like a regular person. And that was why she was unstoppable. The city would later talk about the girl who became immortal and did it with her head held high. People would remember the king and how he found his kind side, but it was not because of his power. It was because of love. The vampire king found his humanity in love. I think about a Christmas that showed the world something important. It reminded the world of a simple truth. A Christmas like this is really something. It is about a Christmas that reminded the world of a truth. Kindness is the rarest magic of all. When the world turned against her, it was a tough time. The world turned against her. That is when everything started to go wrong. She felt like the world turned against her. She was all alone. The world turned against her. It was a very sad and difficult moment for her. Power does not just go away without being noticed. It is the power that people are talking about, and the power is not going to disappear. The power will make some noise when it goes. After the gala, people in the city started to whisper to each other. The city was filled with whispers. Everybody was talking about the gala in tones, and the city was really buzzing with the news of what happened at the gala. The gala was all anyone in the city could talk about, and the whispers just would not stop. Not fairy tale whispers. Dangerous ones. Alara was the one to notice that something was different. People she did not know would stare at her for a time. Doors would close fast when she tried to open them. The kindness that people used to show her, even if it was not very much, was gone now. People started talking about Alara, the girl who had supposedly put a spell on a very important man. They said she was manipulating him, that she was playing tricks on him. Nobody could actually prove any of these things about Alara. One night she was cornered near the edge of the district where the woman used to sleep. The district was a place the woman knew well, and it was where the woman used to sleep at night. Someone said, "You do not belong in his world," in a quiet and mean voice from back in the dark. Alara stood still. Her heart was racing fast, but she did not want to run away. Since she met Alaric, Alara learned something. It is not fear that makes people strong. It is courage that makes people strong. Alara thought about courage and how it helped people like Alaric. Courage is what makes people like Alara and Alaric powerful. When Alaric got there a while later, it was like the air moved out of his way. The threat just disappeared without saying anything. Alaric seemed to have this effect on people. The threat was gone. Alara's hands were shaking badly. This was very scary for Alara. Her hands would not stop shaking. For the time she wondered if loving Alara had put him in danger too. Alara tried to leave. She packed up the things that belonged to her and waited until it got light outside. She thought that what she was doing was the thing to do. The woman had always been good at disappearing so that other people could feel more comfortable. She was really good at leaving when it was best for the people around her, like her family and friends. The woman was doing this because she thought it would make life easier for them, and that is what she wanted, to make things easier for the people she cared about, like the people she loved. Alaric found her before she got to the bridge. He said that you cannot figure out how valuable you are by yourself. She looked at him with tears that she would not let fall from her eyes. His world is falling apart because of her. She said to him, Your world is breaking because of me. No, he said. My world is finally honest because of you. The Vampire King did something that nobody thought he would do. He did it right in front of the most powerful beings who were watching him from the shadows. The man got down on his knees. He knelt. Not in submission but in choice. Alaric said that he was in charge for a long time and people were afraid of him. You were in charge. You were kind to everyone but you did not have anything. Alaric wants you to stay with him not because you have to. Because you want to be with him. He wants you to choose him. Elara reached for the person's hand. Elara wanted to hold the person's hand. The person's hand was what Elara was looking for. Elara never became cruel to survive immortality. She chose him. That is what mattered. Elara was not cruel. That is a good thing. Elara chose him and Elara stayed kind. The woman became a lot stronger. She was getting stronger every day. The woman was really becoming stronger. She used her voice in the places where people did not listen to her before. She recalled the nights when she went to bed with a stomach and the way people looked at her like she was not important. She made changes but she did it in a quiet and patient way. Shelters started to be built. People made sure the rules to keep everyone were actually followed. The people who were invisible to everyone were finally seen by the community. She made a difference and people started to notice the people who were previously ignored like the people and the people who were treated unfairly and people started to care about what happened to them and that is what the people like her who used to be ignored, needed which is to be seen and heard and that is what she did. She made the invisible people, like the people who were poor and hungry and the people who were treated badly to be seen and heard and that changed things. Alaric is in charge. He is doing things differently now. The way Alaric rules has changed. Not colder. Not weaker. Better. On Christmas night 1 year later the city was really bright. It was brighter than it had ever been before. Elara stood beside him. She was not a symbol or a miracle. She was a woman who had been through a lot. She had chosen to love him anyway. Elara had endured things and she still chose love. When people asked how a vampire king lost his fear of being vulnerable the answer was always the same. He met a girl that the world had thrown away. The world had really thrown this girl away. She was a girl the world had thrown away. He met her. And she taught him how to be human again.